Welcome back, tennis fans from every corner of the globe. Because what you're about to witness isn't just a tournament update. It is a front row seat to a cultural and sporting earthquake. The air is thick with anticipation. The palm trees are swaying in the warm Coachella Valley breeze, and the bright purple courts of the Indian Wells Tennis Garden are gleaming under a relentless, unforgiving California sun. This is the moment we have all been waiting for. We are live from the 2026 BNP Paribas Open, a tournament so prestigious, so storied, and so physically demanding that it has rightfully earned its reputation as the fifth Grand Slam of the tennis calendar. But this year, the energy feels fundamentally different. There is an electricity in the desert air that we haven't felt in a generation. The draws have been finalized, the practice sessions are wrapping up, and the stage is officially set for a clash that has the entire sporting world speaking in hushed, hurried tones. We are witnessing the birth of a new era in professional tennis. And it all comes to a head this Friday night in a blockbuster women's doubles opening round that looks, feels, and breathes like a championship final. This is not just a game. This is a battle for the soul of the sport. The headline of the day, the story that is currently dominating every sports bar from the busy streets of Manila to the skyscrapers of New York City, is the confirmed partnership of the Filipino phenom Alex Eala and the American teenage sensation Eala Jovic. They are the young lions, the fast-rising disruptors who have spent the last few months tearing up the WTA circuit with a brand of tennis that is as fearless as it is technically brilliant. But as the saying goes, to be the best, you have to beat the best. And the draw gods have not been kind to these young stars. They have been placed on a direct, unavoidable collision course with a wildcard duo that defines the word dangerous. We are talking about the Latvian powerhouse and former French Open singles champion Jeļena Ostapenko paired with a hard-hitting, high-flying American crowd favorite Hailey Baptiste. This isn't just a tennis match. This is a tactical war. This is a clash of generations, a battle of raw, unadulterated power versus precision and poise. It is a test of whether the future is finally ready to claim the present. To truly understand why this match is sending seismic shockwaves through the tennis community, you have to look at the setting. Indian Wells is a unique, beautiful beast. The courts are slow and gritty, layered with a specific type of sand and grit that grabs the ball upon impact and kicks it high into the dry, thin desert air. It's a surface that punishes one-dimensional players and exposes even the smallest cracks in a player's armor. To win here, you need more than just a big serve. You need lungs of steel, a tactical mind that can adapt to swirling, unpredictable winds, and a level of teamwork that is almost telepathic. In doubles, where the margins are measured in mere millimeters and a split-second hesitation at the net can cost you an entire set and thousands of ranking points, the pressure of the tennis garden is legendary. It breaks the weak and immortalizes the strong. Let's talk about the woman at the center of this storm, Alex Eala. At just 20 years old, she has become a global icon, carrying the weight of an entire nation's expectations on her shoulders every single time she laces up her shoes. The 2026 season has been her true, undeniable arrival. She's no longer the promising junior or the one to watch. She is a top 30 titan who has spent the last 2 months dismantling some of the biggest, most established names in the sport. Her Middle Eastern swing earlier this year was the stuff of legends. Remember Abu Dhabi? She was down and out against Alexander Sasnovich, trailing by a full set and a massive 4-0 deficit in the decider. Most players would have mentally packed their bags. Not AA. She saved match points with ice in her veins, clawed her way back point by grueling point, and took that third set tiebreak in a display of mental toughness that left veteran commentators speechless. She followed that up with a quarter-final masterclass in Dubai, going toe-to-toe with the world number 4, Coco Gauff, in a match that proved once and for all that she belongs in the elite conversation. But it's not just her results that are making waves. It's the phenomenon known as the Eala effect. If you walk through the grounds of the Indian Wells Tennis Garden right now, you can feel it vibrating in the pavement. The practice courts are overflowing with fans wearing the blue, red, and yellow of the Philippines. People are lining up 3 deep just to catch a glimpse of her hitting a simple cross-court forehand. There are chants echoing from the players' lawn to the lounge, and the atmosphere whenever she walks by is nothing short of a rock star's arrival. She is the undeniable fan favorite of this tournament, a beacon of hope for Filipino athletes and a symbol of the new globalized face of tennis. Every time she strikes the ball, she isn't just playing for herself. She's playing for a legacy that stretches across oceans. However, a doubles team is only as strong as its weakest link. And in this partnership, there are no weak links. Rejoining Eala is the 18-year-old American prodigy, Eala Jovic. Jovic is the perfect aggressive counterpart to Eala's baseline grit. She represents the absolute best of the American hardcourt tradition. Big, booming serves, lightning-fast reflexes, and a take-no-prisoners attitude when she steps toward the net. We saw exactly what this duo could do back in January at the ASB Classic in Auckland. They didn't just play well. They operated like a single multi-limbed organism. Their communication was seamless, their court coverage was elite, and they dismantled veteran teams that had been playing together for a decade. While they eventually fell in a razor-thin semi-final to a highly experienced pair, the message was sent loud and clear to the rest of the locker room. Eala and Jovic are not here to participate. They are here to take over the throne. But let's look across the net, because that is where the real nightmare begins for any young team. Jeļena Ostapenko is a name that strikes visceral fear into the hearts of opponents. She is the definition of a chaos agent on the court. There is no such thing as a safe ball when you are playing Ostapenko. She doesn't believe in defense. She believes in total, unmitigated offensive destruction. She hits the ball flatter and harder than almost anyone in the history of the women's game. When she is on, she can blast winners from the baseline that leave opponents rooted to the spot, wondering if they even saw the ball go past. In doubles, she is a terrifying, looming presence because she takes away your most precious resource, time. She steps inside the baseline on second serves and rips returns that are traveling at 100 miles per hour before the server has even finished their follow-through. She is a storm that you cannot predict, only hope to survive. And then you add Hailey Baptiste to the mix. Baptiste is the X-factor in this explosive equation. As an American playing on home soil, she's going to have the backing of the California crowd, and she thrives on that visceral energy. She brings a level of variety, slice, and touch that perfectly complements Ostapenko's raw, blunt force power. Baptiste has some of the best, softest hands in the game today. Her ability to carve out a drop volley or a sharp-angled chip return makes her a nightmare to deal with in the transition zone. She's coming off a massive run in Abu Dhabi herself, where she took down the top-ranked Emma Navarro in an emotional thriller. She is confident, she is hungry, and she is playing with a wild cards, nothing-to-lose mentality. When you combine Ostapenko's fire with Baptiste's finesse, you get a partnership that can blow anyone off the court in under an hour. This match is going to be a fascinating, high-speed study in physics and psychology. The Indian Wells conditions are notorious for a reason. The air is dry, which means the ball moves exceptionally fast through the sky, but the surface is slow, which means the ball sits up once it hits the ground. For a flat ball hitter like Ostapenko, this can be incredibly frustrating. She wants the ball to skid and die. Instead, it's going to kick up into her hitting zone, forcing her to hit up on the ball, which leads to errors. Eala, on the other hand, plays with a tremendous amount of heavy, modern topspin. She can use the surface to push Ostapenko and Baptiste 6 feet behind the baseline, opening up the court for Jovic to poach and finish points at the net. It is a battle of geometry versus velocity. But don't expect Ostapenko to go quietly into the night. She is a Grand Slam champion for a reason. She thrives in the biggest moments under the brightest lights, and she loves nothing more than playing the role of the villain and silencing a crowd that is rooting against her. The tactical battle at the net is where this match will be won or lost. Eala Jovic and Hailey Baptiste are going to be locked in a high-speed, high-stakes chess match. Who can close the gap faster? Who can stay low on those dipped returns? Who has the nerves to go for the line when the score is locked at deuce? In modern doubles, the team that controls the net controls the scoreboard. And the team that controls the scoreboard controls the narrative. We're going to see reflex volleys that defy the laws of physics and overhead smashes that sound like thunderclaps in the quiet desert night. And let's not forget the gargantuan stakes. This isn't just about moving into the second round of a tournament. The winners of this match are almost certainly going to face the fourth-seeded powerhouse duo of Elise Mertens and Zhang Shuai. Mertens is a multi-time Grand Slam champion who practically lives in the final rounds of these tournaments. To even get a shot at the seeds, Eala and Jovic have to survive this baptism by fire against Ostapenko and Baptiste. For Eala, a win here would be another massive, shining feather in her cap for the 2026 season. It would prove that her ranking isn't just a result of single success, but that she is becoming one of the most complete, versatile players on the planet. It would be a statement heard from the WTA offices in Florida to the tennis academies in Europe. As we count down the final hours to the first serve, the tension is reaching a breaking point. The Eala effect is real, it is visceral, and it is growing by the minute. You can see the Filipino flag starting to appear in every corner of the stands. You can hear the intense debate among the tennis purists in the plaza. Is it too early for Eala and Jovic to take down giants? Can they handle the sheer, terrifying velocity of an Ostapenko forehand on a Friday night? Or is the Latvian star going to crumble under the pressure of the slow courts and the passionate, screaming fans? There is no middle ground here. This is going to be an explosion of talent and will. This is what professional sports is all about. This is why we tune in, why we travel across time zones, and why we lose our voices cheering. It's the unpredictability, the drama, and the sheer, raw talent on display. You have 4 women, all at different stages of their careers, all with everything to prove. You have the veteran champion looking to assert her dominance and prove she still owns the court. You have the local hero looking to defend her home turf and honor her flag. And you have the 2 teenagers who aren't just looking for a win. They are looking to change the very fabric of the game forever. They want to prove that age is just a number and that the new generation doesn't wait for permission to lead. The desert heat is intense, but the heat on court 1 this Friday night is going to be unlike anything we've seen so far in the 2026 season. This match has all the ingredients of an all-time classic. A match people will cite years from now as a turning point. We're talking about high-stakes strategy, breathtaking athleticism, and the kind of raw emotion that only a high-pressure tournament like Indian Wells can produce. Whether you are a die-hard fan of Alex Eala, a proud supporter of American tennis, or just someone who loves the beautiful, chaotic, high-speed dance of professional doubles, you simply cannot afford to miss a single point of this encounter. Every point matters. Every swing is a legacy builder. Every serve, every return, and every poaching volley is going to be a statement of intent. The margins will be razor-thin, thinner than a sheet of paper. A lucky net chord, a sudden gust of desert wind, or a momentary lapse in concentration could be the difference between eternal glory and heartbreaking defeat. But that's the beauty of the 5th Grand Slam. Nothing is given. Everything must be snatched from the hands of your opponent. The road to the trophy is paved with matches exactly like this. Brutal, exhausting, frustrating, and ultimately exhilarating. It is the crucible where champions are forged in fire. So, as the sun begins its slow descent over the jagged San Jacinto Mountains, painting the sky in hues of deep orange and purple, and the massive stadium lights flicker on to illuminate the arena, take a moment to truly appreciate the magnitude of what we are about to see. We are not just watching a game. We are witnessing history in the making. We are watching the stars of tomorrow take on the legends of today in a coliseum of modern sport. The 2026 BNP Paribas Open is delivering exactly what it promised, the highest level of human competition in the most beautiful, striking setting in the world of sports. And now the conversation turns to you, the fans. You are the heartbeat of this sport. We want to hear your voices. We want the predictions, the deep analysis, and the raw passion. Do you believe in the power of the Eala effect? Do you think Eala and Jovic have the tactical maturity and the emotional discipline to weather the Ostapenko storm? Or do you think the overwhelming power of the Latvian and the American Baptiste will be too much for the young duo to handle? Who is your pick to move on and face the 4th seeds? This is your time to call it. Drop your score predictions. Tell us who you think will be the MVP of this match. Will it be Eala's defensive masterclass, Jovic's lightning net play, Ostapenko's baseline bombs, or Baptiste's home court magic? The debate is just beginning, and we want you at the center of it. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the most anticipated doubles match of the tournament, if you love the tactical breakdowns, the statistical analysis, and the behind-the-scenes updates, then make sure you are locked in. Subscribe, turn those notifications on, and stay connected. We're going to be here throughout the entire 2026 BNP Paribas Open, bringing you the latest breaking news, the biggest highlights, and the most in-depth analysis from the heart of the California desert. We don't just cover the game, we live it. The players are in the tunnel. The fans are in their seats. The world is watching through screens in every time zone. The time for talking is over. And the time for tennis has arrived. This is Friday night at Indian Wells. This is where legends are born and where the pretenders are sent home. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and get ready for a match that will be talked about for years to come. The first serve is just seconds away, and there is no place on earth we would rather be. Let's get ready for some world-class, high-octane tennis. It is time for Eala and Jovic versus Ostapenko and Baptiste. The desert is hot, the stakes are higher, and the tennis is about to be legendary. As we look at the final warm-ups, notice the absolute focus in the eyes of these four athletes. Alex Eala is hitting her spots with surgical, clinical precision. Eala Jovic is looking sharper than she ever has at the net. Her hands moving so fast they almost blur. Meanwhile, on the other side of the net, Jeļena Ostapenko looks like a woman on a scorched earth mission. Her signature aggressive stance signaling that she is ready to fire at maximum power from ball one. Hailey Baptiste is soaking in the atmosphere, closing her eyes for a second to feel the energy of her home crowd, fueled by the cheers of her fellow Americans. This is the calm before the explosion. For the Philippines, Eala represents a breakthrough that transcends the boundaries of sport. She is a national hero in the making. For the United States, Jovic and Baptiste represent the deep, endless well of talent that continues to keep this nation at the absolute forefront of the tennis world. And for Latvia, Ostapenko remains a symbol of fearless, unyielding defiance against the odds. Everything is on the line tonight. The ranking points, the massive prize money, the momentum for the rest of the grueling 2026 season. It all hinges on these next few hours under the lights. The crowd is settling into a tense silence. The chair umpire is climbing into position, and the atmosphere is heavy with the weight of expectation. This is it. The 2026 BNP Paribas Open is about to deliver its first true masterpiece of the year. Don't blink, don't look away, and don't breathe too hard because in the blink of an eye, history is going to be made on this court. Thank you for joining us for this massive preview. The countdown is officially at 0. Let's head down to the court for the start of this epic once-in-a-lifetime showdown. Enjoy the match, everyone. It's going to be a wild, unforgettable ride. Think about the journey it took to get here. Think about the thousands of hours on practice courts, the injuries overcome, the flights around the world, and the sacrifices made by families. All of that history, all of that effort boils down to this single match. When Eala steps up to serve, she carries the dreams of millions. When Ostapenko swings that racket, she carries the legacy of a champion. When Jovic poaches at the net, she carries the future of American tennis. This is the theater of the desert. The lights are bright, the shadows are long, and the tennis is going to be pure fire. The umpire calls for quiet. The players take their positions. The ball is tossed into the air. Here we go. History starts now. Witness the greatness. Feel the power.